You are now listening to Talk Your Jits podcast.
Hello and welcome to Talk Your Jits podcast. This podcast is, as the name implies, all about jiu-jitsu. I'm your host, Lamar Smith, and today's guest is a blue belt who trains at Carlson Gracie Winter Haven, located in Central Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Shelton.
Hey, how are you?
How's it going, sir?
It's going great. Life's good. Getting ready for Christmas. How about you?
Same, man. Just got done Christmas shopping about a couple days ago. So just waiting for the kids to see what they got.
You have me beat. I got done Christmas shopping a couple hours ago, so
I don't have to buy for too many, so it was just, it was just very, very easy.
yeah, you had to wrap yours up though with that weather coming in up there. So
No, yeah. But we ain't putting nothing under the Christmas tree yet because my 2-year-old doesn't know how to, not touch stuff. So we're gonna put everything under, when they go to bed, we'll put everything under there then. But yeah, she can't leave stuff alone.
That is exactly where we're at. Our daughter just turned 3 last Sunday, so we're still in the same boat.
Gotcha.
Yep. So with the weather up there, do y'all close down? You get a heated gym? Like, what's the score up there?
Literally, so we had class yesterday, right before the blizzard. Well, I guess you want to say blizzard hit. So by the time we got home, we beat it. So we still had class.
Okay.
So
yeah, we had class this morning, and I think there will be an open mat tonight. So tomorrow, and this is Florida, so we're a little bit sissies when we come to the cold. So it's supposed to be 30 in the morning, and our gym is not heated at all. So it's rolling on concrete. So I think we're gonna skip class tomorrow morning, and then see where the weekend takes us.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we got a big propane kind of heater that, and for the 4 or 5 days a year that we can't roll, it just because it's too cold, we'll gather that close to the mat, and then you'd be 16 grown men trying to fight over 10 foot of mat space because that's the only 10 foot that's warm in the whole place. So
yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a blast. I recommend it. A 1 out of 10.
All right. Well, without further ado, man, if you want to introduce yourself formally, be my guest, and let's hear about that jiu-jitsu journey.
Yeah. So my name is Matt Shelton. I am a blue belt under Andrew Kinchin in Central Florida, Carlson Gracie lineage. I go to Carlson Gracie Winter Haven is my home school. We do have 2 sister schools in our area, Lakeland and South Lakeland. We are all under the umbrella of Andrew's professor, which is Hafa Santos. My jiu-jitsu journey started almost 2 years ago. My professor and I were actually talking about that this morning a little bit. So we it's just weird that it's just been such a wild ride in 2 years, going from a white belt, knowing absolutely nothing and thinking that, walking in, and I used to wrestle a little bit, and so walking in off the street and thinking I'm just going to maul everybody because I wrestled. And then you run across, the 140-pound brown belt that looks like he should be doing computer programming, and he twists you up like you didn't realize could happen to almost 2 years later, and now you still suck, but you just suck a little less.
Just a little bit less. Just a little less.
Yeah, just a little less. So the friendships and the camaraderie and just the everything that comes with learning this art, because that's really what it is an art. And we were kind of having a reflective morning this morning, because I passed an upper belt, like a black belt. I passed the guard today, and I'm like, whoa,
That's cool.
it's a big win. No one, people think, oh, it's stupid. You passed the guard, whoop de doo. But he's like, hey, good job. You finally did it, and it's something you've been working towards for literally 2 years, and to be able to apply a lesson that you've been drilling for 2 years is
Yeah.
it's a big deal. So, but yeah, I mean that's basically where I'm at with my jujitsu. Like how it started was like I just said, I wrestled in high school,
Mhm.
and then I went to college for wrestling, and had a pretty significant knee injury. So I tore my ACL, my MCL, my PCL, and my left knee. Um, had to have 3 different surgeries to correct it, and decided I was just done with sports.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, like it, unfortunately, after the Olympics, I mean, I guess there's like pro wrestling and stuff, but there's really no future. Like, there's no NFL,
No.
for amateur wrestling, for collegiate wrestling. So, it was just one of those things where I was burned out. I'd been doing it for so long, and I didn't see where it was going to take me. And then the injury happened, and I lost my scholarship, and I didn't want to go to like a JUCO school or anything like that. And so, I just walked away, and I walked away from like athletics, like in general. Like, I didn't do anything except for eat. I still ate like an athlete.
Mhm.
Um, but not in a good way. I ate like a lineman, which was, everything. And so I went from 215 pounds in really, really good shape to about 335 pounds. So I gained a human.
For real.
Um, yeah, I don't, yeah, I don't recommend it. Um, so, I was getting sick all the time.
Mhm.
Just like every month I had a flu or cold or a sinus infection or whatever it was. And finally, I went to the doctor, and it wasn't my regular doctor. And this lady, she was very blunt and very professional, but she said what I needed to hear. She goes, "Hey, the reason why you're sick all the time is because you don't take care of yourself." And at the time, I just had one kid, and now I have two. But at the time, I only had one son. And she's like, if you want to be around for your child, you're going to need to make some lifestyle choices
Yeah.
and changes. And so I got in the truck that night, and I told my wife, I said, "Hey, look, I gotta kind of get back on the horse here and figure some things out." And then I started lifting weights and doing some cardio and running, and just some things that I didn't really enjoy that much. And like I'm like, man, this shouldn't be a job. I got to find something to make it fun. And I'm like, I miss wrestling.
Mhm.
So I looked around, and there was really nothing for a 30 something out of overweight guy to just join a wrestling club in my area. And then I saw jujitsu, and I'm like, oh, cool. I know about, like, it's grappling. Um, and then I found that there was a school in my area. And so I give the guy a call, and I'm like, hey, can I come by and just, chat you up a little bit?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I go, and I chat him up, and we and I was there 10 minutes, and he was so inviting and so welcoming. And he looked normal, right? He didn't, like, he wasn't some scary gorilla looking fella that, just looked like he was there to take my money and beat me up. And he offered me a free week. And I said, I don't think I'm going to need a free week, man. Let's just go ahead and sign it up. And
Right.
I, I started training that night. And the longest I had been away from the gym since then in 2 years is 7 weeks. And that was because I couldn't train. I tore a ligament in my shoulder and just couldn't train. So I was off the mats for 7 weeks. But otherwise, you know, that's it. So it's and then the weight started really coming off, and now I'm 219 this morning. So we lost that person, and
Yeah.
we gained a whole different person, right? So
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I'm
it is.
in that same boat. Like I started training, got big, especially right like during pandemic time, because we wasn't doing much, so I ballooned up to like 248 or something of the sort now. So I'm back down to like kind of teetering between like 224 and like 220 right now. So it's been kind of like fluctuating right there, but yeah, man, I feel a whole lot better and getting ready for this tournament in January. That's pretty much it.
Yes. You're doing is it tap cancer or no? Jiu-Jitsu World League? What are you in? What are you doing in January?
Grappling Industries.
Grappling Industries. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to do that. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to do that, but literally like 1 week later is Jiu-Jitsu World League. And I really, really like that tournament. I've done it twice now. So I'm doing that one, but that's in February.
Mm-hmm.
So the 26th, which I guess is in 2 days. I don't know when this will air, but the day after Christmas, we're actually going to start kind of like really monitoring what kind of foods we eat and limit any kind of alcohol and stuff like that I want to really be in great shape for this tournament, because it'll be my first competition at blue belt.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and we're competing at 222, that weight class, I think, and that's where you're competing too, correct?
Yeah, when I signed up, I did 215 because I did have plans to drop a little bit more weight, but I'm like 2 weeks out and we got the holidays like this weekend, so I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna put that effort in because I got some time off coming up after Christmas, so I'm just gonna like just take that time and really try to push and get myself down a little bit more, man. But yeah, this will be like this is my second tournament, first one at brown belt, but this is like the one I really, really like went like gung ho for.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are you and so yeah, I think I've listened to you, and I heard you say that you were kind of late to the game on competing. Is that something you regret, or do you think that kind of saved your body some, or what do you think?
I'm still kind of on the fence about it. Like I was like really not for it because it was just never my thing. I was never really competitive, but doing the first tournament, it was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I like it. It's different. It's still jiu-jitsu, but I'm not going against my teammates. But so it just seemed like after I got my brown belt, man, I just been itching to do as much jiu-jitsu as possible. So I was like, hell, let me just try doing tournaments. And in a sense, I guess you can say I do regret it just a little bit that I haven't been competing earlier. But now I'm like, okay, I'm about to do Grappling Industries in January. I'm about to do Naga in March. No, I think it's May. So yeah, I got a couple that I'm already signed up for already this year. So, well, I guess you want to say next year, but yeah, right. I don't know what I'm doing right now. So
we're in that weird space where it's this year, is it next year? Where are we at?
Right.
So
but by the time this airs, this will probably air after Grappling Industry, so probably sometime in February. But yeah. So
okay, so we're talking to everybody from the future.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I'm signed up for two so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, again, weird space, right? So in 2023, I'm signed up for two so far. I've got one in February, and then exactly 1 month later, I've got IBJJF.
Okay.
So IBJJF is it's a whole different animal when it comes to like tournaments, because I think the last one I did, you couldn't weigh in until like 60 minutes or something like that, 90 minutes before your match, and I didn't roll until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and
Ooh.
so like you couldn't eat, you really couldn't hydrate. I was like feeling kind of trash by the time I was able to roll. And then, you get through the first one, and you get this huge adrenaline dump. And I won my first match, and I get this huge adrenaline dump, and my grips are like, you've been there, like
Mm-hmm.
after the adrenaline, your forearms are just, kind of shot.
Yeah.
And I had like 10 minutes and went out there and just completely laid an egg on my second match, trying to recover. And so I'm really kind of looking forward to better preparation.
Yeah.
This time I'm not going to come in so close to weight. I think for like because IBJJF is 222 with your gi on, right? So I think that my competition gi weighs like 3.5 pounds. So I think I'm going to try to wake up at like 212 tournament day just to make sure I can have some food.
Mm-hmm. I know, right?
Or at least some water, something to hydrate, some salt water or something. But
I heard people use salt water.
yeah, I use salt water, pretty regularly. It really helps with. A lot of people think it helps. It hurts you, like you retain water, but it actually helps, keep your water retention down. I find that if you drink just a little bit of like light salt, like not not full flavored salt, but it's actually like more mixes like light LITE salt.
Yeah.
It helps keep the water retention at bay. Like I usually drop half a pound more a day, just keeping the water off me with drinking that. And it flavors the water a little bit. But my nutrition coach actually taught me that trick. So and that's something I think a lot of I'll quote unquote call a hobbyist. If they're going to compete, they should really look at the nutrition side of the house. Unless you're just naturally what you are, and you can, like, there's a guy at our gym that he eats whatever he wants all the time, and he never gains a pound, and I hate him for it.
I know, right?
I can look at a steak and I've gained 3 pounds, so.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, like, I had got sick a couple weeks ago. My daughter came home, from school with a cold and got everybody in the house sick. And, yeah, I end up getting down to like almost like 217 when I got sick. So I was like, okay, let's try to maintain this, right? Man, I ate one meal and shot back up to like 224.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man.
So, it's funny that's exactly what's going on currently in my house. My daughter came home from preschool, and she gave everybody a cold, but it's weird because it hit us in increment. Like like my wife's going through it right now. And like if she follows the timeline, today should be like her last day, and then she'll be good tomorrow, and we can still do Christmas and everything. But I got it, and it was terrible, and I was, because I knew like the 26th is when we start camp, quote unquote, to make sure our weight's on point and we're in great shape, and but so I was like kind of just enjoying food a little bit more, and so I'm like 226, and I usually walk around like at 220, 218, Okay. Well, I felt like garbage, so I didn't eat anything, and 3 days later I was like 212.
Oh wow.
And then I had some chili last night and I gained 4 pounds. So it's exactly the same way, man. I'm like, I didn't eat 4 pounds of chili. How'd this happen?
Like, I know I didn't. I know
Right.
I didn't eat like no 8 pounds of food, man. Come on. But but yeah, man, this has been crazy for myself too, because once I decided to compete, I was like, okay, I want to take it serious. I want to like really push myself to train harder. I want to make sure that I got a proper fight camp and really just going all out, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, what am I doing? Like, am I sure about this? Is this something I'm really out here doing? Like, I haven't been too too cautious about like what I've been eating. I don't eat that much to begin with, but I still need to like watch what I'm eating. But yeah, I've been we've been training 4 days out of the week now. Just really pushing it, man, and my body is paying for it, but I love it though.
So I typically eat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I hired. I was losing weight, but I felt like I was losing muscle as well. So I got with this company, First in Nutrition. They're amazing people out of Florida, but they're global, they're worldwide people. And the owner is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and then his wife, the co-owner, is a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, right? And so
Oh
they
wow.
get it. Yeah, they get it. They get and they're great people, and but they were like, yeah, so you're not eating enough. I'm like, what? Because like I'm of the mentality that you eat less and you got less and you lose more, and but they're like, no, you need to eat more because your body, like don't overeat, but you need to eat more protein because your body, will burn, use that for fuel and feed your muscles, and denser muscles help you burn fat and calories. And so I'm like, okay, I'll try it, like completely thinking it's snake oil. And yeah, no, 100% accurate. So I eat a lot, actually. I probably eat a pound and a half of meat daily.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and but so it's just what kind of food I eat is how I justify. So chili, yeah, I could see where I put on a little bit of weight because it had a lot of sodium with the beans and everything, a lot of carbohydrates. But I eat a lot of lean protein. So going into camp, we'll just make sure that I'm eating the right proteins, and I'm making sure that I'm making good um, nutritional decisions and staying away from alcohol. I like whiskey a little bit, so on the weekends, but I'm going to give myself a solid 2 months of no alcohol because I really want to come in like fresh and lean and in really great shape for this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so switching gears off from nutrition a little bit, I was going to ask you because it came up today, and I knew we were doing this today, so I was saving this question. I don't want to forget it.
Gotcha.
In your school that you attend, how do y'all train as far as like, and I know right now you're getting ready for a tournament, so you're probably like more serious, not as much joking and stuff, but do y'all joke around and stuff whenever you're going over techniques and drilling, or is it like, point A to point B to finish, very rigid? Or, are y'all able to laugh and joke, and is that acceptable in your play, with your professor?
Yeah, man. Our school is very family oriented. Because we don't have a lot of competitors at our school. So it's just we just doing it for the martial arts. Just me and a potential one other guy is going to like start competing. But no, yeah, everything is just real like laid back. Chill. We joke around a lot, but we do have our moments. We do have our moments where we'll take everything serious and whatnot. So I guess it's kind of like more of a day-to-day type thing, depending on what the
Yeah.
instructor is going over, or if it's like right now I've been training harder because I'm getting ready for competition. Everybody knows that, so everyone is like making sure that I'm being pushed to my limit every single class. Just busting my hump, making sure that I'm training properly. So like I said, it's kind of like on a case to case base type deal.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of how we are as well. So we have I train almost exclusively at 6 a.m. It works because, at nighttime, my kid trains, and my wife trains. And so a lot of times I don't want to, I don't want to train when they're training because I want to kind of, spectate and enjoy them training too. And then I work a little bit later. And so mornings just really work out well for me. And so, we train, it's the same group of guys that train together, every day of the week. So there are mornings where, we're just completely just being goofy and just, elbow drops and just stupid things to have fun, but,
Right.
you know, but then there's mornings like, this morning it was, it was a very small class right before holiday, and, it was just like, four of us. And there wasn't as much joking. It was more kind of serious training because it was more, I guess, intimate, you know. So we didn't really drill anything. It was like kind of an open mat, but a structured open mat,
Yeah.
and it was just more serious kind of vibe. So I was just curious because I've trained just 2 years, and I've trained at other schools, but it's always been affiliated schools.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like kind of on your best behavior because you don't want your professor to get like, hey, like Matt was a class clown, okay, I need you to tighten that guy up. So I just didn't know if that was like how it was everywhere, where some days it's lighthearted and fun, or it's like Cobra Kai every day.
Right. Every day, go for the kill. Nah,
Yeah,
we
so
we're very very chill, and I
cool.
love it. I love it that way. But yeah, it's like our like we usually have open mats on Sundays, and we kind of just like agreed but not really agreed that like Sundays is just going to be like just prep for whoever's doing the tournament and whatnot. So that's all I've been doing, man. We just been rolling hard on Sundays, just going for it, and I paid for it because when I was sick, I was off the mats. I wasn't training, I wasn't working, I wasn't doing nothing. And the first day back was an open mat. And my
So
wife,
today,
no,
yeah.
yeah, last Sunday was my first day back in 2 weeks, and my wife was like, "You're not gonna go crazy, are you?" I'm like, "No, I'm just getting over a cold. I'm still tired. I'm just gonna take it easy."
As your
Yeah,
nose is growing, yeah.
man, that was like the biggest lie I've told this year. As soon as we stepped on the mats, it was like, all right, who rolling? And we were just like, fuck it. So just straight, 8 rounds of 8 4-minute rounds of hard rolling, and I paid for it dearly. Came home, body was like stupid sore after that adrenaline dump, and yeah, man. But it was expected. I was not gonna go to training and not train hard. So
Yeah, exactly. So today was actually my first day back in a week. I trained almost a week, I guess. I trained last Saturday, and afterwards I told everybody, I was like, I feel like I was just stuck in the mud, like I couldn't get going.
yeah.
And turns out it's because I was trying to fight something off. So I got like its symptoms started showing last Sunday. So I'm like, oh, okay, well that makes sense now. It's I wasn't actually just forgetting how to do jujitsu. My body just didn't want to.
Right, my body just didn't
Um,
want to. Right.
yeah. So today was my first day back, and I pushed as hard as I could, and I had some pretty good rounds. I think I wound up doing like 5 5s today, because
Okay.
there wasn't a lot of people there, but mind you, there was a couple rest rounds in there where I was trying to catch my breath, but I pride myself on my cardio, so that like is frustrating to me. To lose your cardio in a week is just frustrating,
Oh
but
man, I'm telling you, that is the worst feeling in the world. Cause I was I was training and going to the gym so much right before I got sick, and it was like, okay, I can feel my cardio getting better, I can feel myself overall getting better, and then bam, 2 weeks, and I'm just like sucking air at this point. Like, what the hell happened that fast? But
right. Yeah, it's frustrating, But my wrestling coach, he used to say that if you don't work out for 3 days, you start going backwards. Like that's just, you know, um, that was like one of his mottos, because he was like, if you miss a Friday practice, just know on Monday you're not as good as you were on Thursday. Like that was just how he felt, and so it's just something that stuck with me my entire life. So I cannot go more than 2 days without training, lifting weights, running something. It's um, just kind
yeah,
of ingrained in me.
yeah, and I kind of hit the ground running hard. I started working out again in the morning. Like I'll get up about 4 or 5 in the morning. Do maybe like a half hour to an hour workout at home on my home mats. Just kind of get it going. get the day going, get the day started, and been trying to be consistent ever since, man.
Yeah. How many days a week total are you working out?
It's usually about 4 to 5 days a week. 3 days at the gym, 2 days at jujitsu. No, I'm sorry. No. Sorry. 6 days, because I'm doing 3 days at jujitsu, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and I'm at the gym working out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm also working out in the morning before I go to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So trying to get it, man. Trying to get it.
I'm at 6 or 7 depending on the week, but 6 is the high average because Sundays are hard for me to get workouts in, but 6 days. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, jujitsu, Saturday jujitsu, and then Mondays I try to get 2 classes in on. I try to get morning and night in for jujitsu, and then Tuesday, Thursday, and then most Saturdays too. I'll get weightlifting in, and then I try to get sauna in 4 days a week too. So
nice. And I have like a little personal home sauna. I just haven't put it up yet, man. I just been so lazy.
Oh, bro, it's a game changer. I am obsessed with my sauna. I almost did this from my sauna, but I was like, I don't know how the acoustics will be, and I don't want to sound like weird and echoey. So, I love it. I got a infrared. They say it's a 3-person. I guess they're thinking like everybody's 130 pounds. So it might be like for grown men like me and you, it might be 2 people. Because I don't want to be laying on anybody else. But,
right.
It's infrared. It goes up to like 150 degrees. It's got an hour timer on it. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's nice. It's got a Bluetooth system inside of it, so you can pipe in like a podcast, or music or whatever, audiobook, whatever you're doing. Listen to Talk Your Jits podcast while you're in the sauna.
I know, right? It's a good podcast to listen to.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna be on it one day. But yeah, I love it, and it's so beneficial. Sauna is so beneficial, not even for weight loss, but for muscle recovery, mental health. It helps you think. It helps me sleep. I love it. So I'm a hardcore sauna believer. I also like ice baths too. Have you gotten into those yet?
Not ice baths, but I've done like an ice, like a cold shower.
Yeah.
And that's good enough for me for right now. But I want to get used to it, so I could take like longer ones. So I don't do cold showers like that. That's brutal to me. Just getting pelted with like freezing water. But one of my teammates, my buddy, he's got a cold plunge. Ooh.
And he keeps it like right above freezing. I think like 34 degrees. And he's got a great setup at his house. And we'll go over and 4 minutes on. It's 4 minutes in there in the ice, and it's crazy because it attacks whatever's like inflamed. Like usually for me it's my toes and my knuckles.
Yeah.
And it just attacks it, and you just you're in so much pain afterwards. But then like 5 minutes after you're out, all the blood's flowing better. You feel you've got mental clarity. You feel rejuvenated. I like the ice bath a lot. I think it's very beneficial. So I'll be ramping that up in my training as well.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try something, because I'm probably just gonna go buy like a couple bags of ice and just throw it in my bathtub and just start with that. But
just throw a thermometer in there and check the temperature of the water. You know what? Get your wife to check the temperature of the water. That way you don't even know how cold it is, because then you'll psych yourself out.
Yeah, probably. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. And
then she'll be like, "Oh, it's 70. You're fine." And then you get out and you're like, "Yeah, it's 31." Yeah.
Yeah, I've been.
Shouldn't lie to me about jiu-jitsu.
I know, right? No, because I've been doing a lot of research on it. Because here in Michigan, they have a couple places that's that cryotherapy.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing a lot about it, and I've been doing like a little bit of research, and like, oh man, I can see the health benefits of it, especially with me training a lot. So I'm ready to try it. So that's why I end up just starting with the cold showers until I can get more time to actually go and do it. But it's a start. It's a start.
Yeah, it's definitely a start. I mean, you got to start somewhere. White belt at cold plunge, right? I mean,
right.
But and these training methods, I mean, all they're going to do is help us stay, active and dare I say competitive with the people that are 15 years younger than us. I mean, because you and I are around the same age, right? You're what, 36?
35.
35. So yeah, so I'm 36. So we're not 20 anymore. So
we're
we gotta
not
try
the
to
youngles in the club anymore.
Yeah, we got to try to help our body some,
Right.
But so you said you're lifting weights as well?
Yeah, just kind of nothing strenuous. I need to start. I really need to start because I can, like, I guess because I have mainly focused on like the weight loss. So
Mhm.
I'm just like, do a lot of cardio, a little bit of weight training, so on and so forth. But I think now it's like, okay, I need to just like really ramp it up now because I'm probably at the smallest I would feel comfortable getting, maybe get a little bit smaller. But I think it's time to start, building the muscle and, taking it from there. Cause
Yeah, man, for sure. I quit lifting weights when I started jujitsu because I was just so obsessed with jujitsu. Like I wanted to do jujitsu like 8 times a day,
Oh yeah.
And so now I've realized that I'd still love, I'd still love to do that, but I need to supplement it with things to help my body stay dense and strong to be able to withstand the beating I'm giving it during jujitsu.
Got
So
to.
yeah, I mean, weights help a lot. My coach and I, Andrew, we actually lift weights together 2 days a week, and it's a great outlet. It helps, I mean, a lot of times we'll talk about jujitsu while we're lifting weights, but it breaks up just doing the same thing over and over. And then if you got something that's bothering you, it helps give it a day off, and you can rest it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna pay dividends for competition.
Yeah. And it's good to have someone to like work out with, especially someone who trains with you, and so they kind of know what's need to be done, and that person, you already know they're gonna motivate you. If they motivate you on the mats, they're gonna motivate you in the gym too. So
Yeah, I mean that can't be overstated. Is the fact that it kind of goes back for me anyway is how this jujitsu thing is just a fraternity. Like you get like so many, like you build so many friendships through trying to choke each other.
oh yeah.
It's just, but like, so, yeah, my head coach and I lift weights together. We're really good friends. Our families have become good friends now. I mean, I had a bunch of people from jujitsu, from the gym at my daughter's birthday party, people I didn't know at all until 2 years ago. And now like, we're like a family. I mean, we rally together, we do fundraisers, if someone's like, someone's sick or something happens or whatever, whatever the case may be, like we're down here in Florida, we just went through a hurricane a couple months back, and we had people that had some house damage, so we did a car wash and a food drive, whatever it was, to kind of help raise funds to help the members of our gym, because that is one of the coolest things about, and I'm sure it's nationwide, worldwide. The gym isn't like, no, I don't ever feel like I'm a number or I'm a paycheck or a membership due or anything like that, right?
Right.
You know, uh, everybody at the gym cares about everybody at the gym. As far as the coaching staff, miss a couple days and they might shoot you a text, hey, you okay? What's going on? Can we help you with something? You hurt, you're sick, you burned out. What's going on? But a lot of play, like you're not going to get that at your, your chain
Not gonna get that
weightlifting
at,
gym.
not gonna get that at Planet Fitness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Planet Fitness care less. Did the check clear? Yes.
Right.
Okay. Well, you show up if you want to, bro. We got your money.
Like, we got your money. Yeah, that's all on you at that point.
Yeah. I mean, so just the family aspect of it, like we were talking one day, hey man, I'm gonna start lifting weights again. Dude, that sounds awesome. You mind if I come too? Yeah, let's do it. So now it's a thing, and it's accountability, because you can't be like, well, I don't want to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. Who's gonna know? Well, your teammate's gonna know, and now you kind of feel like you need to do it because you told them you were gonna do it, so you
Yep.
can't let them down, So it's just a beautiful thing, this thing that we got going on, man.
Definitely. And just to kind of like, backtrack on what you were saying, like I said, we were very family oriented school. We talk to everybody almost every day. Like
That's what's up.
we got a group chat going, but we talk on a regular every single day. I work with my instructor, so so I see him every day. So we talk every day. We talk jujitsu every day, or just talk about like the school and everything else. And now with my training partner, who's also a brown belt, who's going to be a black belt soon, he's actually like my fight coach now.
Okay.
So he's just been like really on me about training, making sure that I'm not missing any days. Really on me when we're at the gym. And then we was talking the last night, and he's like, yeah man, we need to focus on this, we need to get you to focus on this. And I was telling him like, yeah, I see where I need to focus on, but I also need to start doing like strength and conditioning, because that's where I feel like I'm lacking as of right now. So he's like, all right bro, we're gonna start doing this. I know you got I know you got the podcast, so after that, once you get some free time, we're gonna start working on this and this and this. So I was like, all right man, let's get it.
Yep.
Enough said.
That's exactly. I mean, that's exactly what we're about to. So I don't work with anyone I do jujitsu with, and so that's kind of funny because I get a lot of crazy looks if I come in with like, black eye or something, like like, hey man, who beat you up?
Right.
No, it was it was an accidental elbow, or something like that. I took a knee to the eye, on a guard pass, whatever. But they're like, yeah, so who beat you up? I'm like, okay, you know what? You're right. I got jumped. It was 19 guys. But
that's what you really want to hear. I got to a bar fight with like 16
right.
people. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's funny because we have a group chat as well, and it's going off like right now on my phone. I can hear it, or so we're like this. It's like the same atmosphere. I love it. It's great. We talk every day. Like every day, there's someone talking in that group chat. And a lot of times it's just a lot of trash talking too. So just a lot of playful, fun trash talking. Or maybe someone saw a cool technique and they're sharing it in the group or something like that. But I think that it would be terrible if it was just come into class, run through your warm-ups, then do your drills, then get a couple rolls in, and then never speak to anybody, right? I don't think that's a sustainable way to learn this martial art.
No, it's not because like you have to you have to have that relationship, you have to have that strong community, because that's the kind of like one of the things that I always think about myself when it comes to other schools, just going to visit other schools, because I know how my school is and I know how I would like to be treated and vice versa, and you don't get that a lot. Like you don't get that a lot where the school you walk in is extremely humble and they're welcoming and they're not trying to like destroy you because you're visiting and stuff like that. So, because one of the ideas that I had for I guess you want to say for the future, for the podcast future, is just find different jiu-jitsu schools at in Michigan that's not too far to travel. Go record if they're doing classes, if it's okay to record during class, open mats, talk to them, just kind of like we're doing now, but just actually physically doing jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah.
My
that'd be
instructor
cool.
My instructor was like, yeah, you can do that, but you have to be careful because a lot of schools are going to, it depends on what school you go to. They might not like outsiders. They might not like, they might think that you're up to something. They might think you're trying to steal their technique. So you just have to be very, very careful when you do this. I'm like, oh man, that's kind of depressing when you think about it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I could see where he's coming from, as well. So, like maybe, if you just going in there to like clown one of that school students and record it, and then, oh, this school's busted, or something like that, so yeah, I can see where they'd be a little guarded, but I think once they, spoke to you and you reached out to them and, let them know your idea, and then they have this body of work that you have on Spotify and everything that they could listen to it and understand that you're earnest and you love jujitsu. I think they'd probably go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of more research on schools around my area and just kind of like take it from there, because I really want to do that. I really want to go and meet other people, just do jujitsu all the time, man. So that's kind of like my end goal, just to be able to just do jujitsu 24/7 every single day. Just live, work, and play jujitsu. Sounds like a pretty good life, man.
It sounds like a great life, yeah, for real. That sounds like an amazing life. My end game's not too far away from that. I actually want to help people, kind of, and I don't mean this negatively, but kind of like you and I, that we didn't realize that we let ourselves go so bad. I kind of want to help people, guide them, coach them with nutrition and fitness, and then get jiu-jitsu involved, and maybe jiu-jitsu just doesn't get involved for everybody, but I want to find an outlet for every human, but especially like males that are fathers, like dads. I want to help dads be able to be active for their children, right?
Yeah.
No,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I feel like that's where our generation and then the generation after us is really kind of fallen off, is we allow social media to raise our kids instead of being active and being able to get up and go run with them and play with them and teach them sports and stuff like that. So I want to be able to help facilitate, give the tools to fathers to be fathers, and that's kind of like where I want to find my mark in the world.
Yeah, I'm in that. Yeah, we do. We are in the same boat, because anxiety and depression is serious. That's one thing that I am a big advocate for, is mental health awareness, and so on and so forth, and everything that just like comes with that. And I'll scroll on Facebook and I'll see friends of mine that like kind of post, I guess you want to say encrypted kind of like statuses, but you can kind of read between the lines and see what they're really talking about. And I would be like, dude, like, hey man, I know it's rough, but you can't keep thinking like this. You can't keep sitting in this type of mind frame. Come train with me. And they be like, oh well, blah blah blah. I'm like, no. Get your ass up and come train with me. Like at this point, I'm not asking anymore. Like a friend of mine, he was not gonna go into too much detail, but he's going through a rough patch, and I told him like, dude, come train with me. Oh man, I don't have the money. I can't afford. No. I ain't ask you all that. Just come train with me. Just show up to the gym. All I need is an hour of your day. That's all. Just give me an hour of your day, and I promise you'll start feeling better.
Yeah, because it's scientifically proven that physical health helps mental health. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just get off the couch, and that's it sounds like really condescending, but it's not. I mean it from a good place. Get off the couch, go for a walk, or go train jujitsu, go lift weights. You don't have to lift the world,
No.
but just go do something. Go for a walk, like I said. But yeah, mental health is tied to physical health, and physical health is tied to mental health. It's a cycle, but
Yep.
so
And
that's yeah, that'd be something. That's something I'm working towards. Is trying to get the credentials to be able to professionally help people with their physical health.
yeah. And I've been trying to it's just kind of like what's crazy about all this especially now, like, meeting all the people that I've met doing this podcast, just trying to like get myself together, personally, like, like you said, the nutritionists, and getting people to really train train properly. And I'm meeting all these people that do all this stuff, and I'm like, man, I would love to eventually put a team together to do so. I want
Yeah,
everyone involved to be involved in jiu-jitsu, obviously, because those are the people I feel like would better understand, where we're coming from, because they'll understand our ailments, or like, like, yeah, man, my back hurts. Like, well, we know why. So,
right.
yeah, so I've been trying to find a way to, find someone I could, talk to about being, for nutrition, people who are like I said, mental health advocates, and just anybody of every walks of life that's doing jiu-jitsu. That way we can build and help each other, because I can honestly say, if I wasn't doing jiu-jitsu, man, I would not be sitting there having this conversation.
For sure. Like that's, you hit on something that, helping each other, that's something that the world has just gotten too far away from.
Right.
Luckily, the jiu-jitsu community is not of the world, so we still help each other.
Yeah, definitely. And
So,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm so happy that this place is, I mean, it can be toxic. Anything, anything and everything could be toxic in some places, because I've heard horror stories when it comes to how some gyms are ran. And I'm like, I'm so happy that, for one, I am not a part of that, cult, or craziness that people go through with some of these gyms. I am extremely, extremely grateful and happy for the team and the gym that I train at, and because it definitely gave me it basically gave me a platform to talk about what I love. Because if I was always in the idea of doing a podcast, or sitting down talking to people, but I'm like, damn, what do I want to talk about? Like, you can talk about movies, TVs, toys, and games, and all you want, but to me, that's like a hobby of mine. But I need something that's going to drive me as a passion.
Yeah, no,
So,
I agree entirely. I am also not a part of a toxic gym. My gym is so far from toxic. My coach just won't put up with it. Like, he's
no.
not going to allow any toxicity in his space, and I love him for it. You know, he's very family oriented, and he absolutely want like, if you're on his team, you're a member of his family, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just, and it's a great mindset, and it's a great group of people to be part of. Man, I'm very thankful for the people I'm with Carlson Gracie Winterhaven. So
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And I would not change my gym for the world, man. And even down to like, me and my wife just kind of like talking about, eventually having more kids. So we, been not looking, but not looking for a bigger house. And every time we look, I'm like, okay, you already know the credentials of what I'm asking for. So she's like, yeah, I know. A big finished basement, and close to where we train at now. I'm like, yep, I don't care where the house is. I don't care what it looks like. As long as it has those, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah, yep. I don't have a basement, right? We too close to sea level, but I have a shed that's my gym,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got my mats out there and my weightlifting equipment, stuff like that. But yeah, that was kind of my credential too. I had to have a space to set up my fitness new equipment.
Yeah, cause the room that I'm currently in now, it was like a spare bedroom that I turned into my office slash gym slash everything else. This is like
Right.
my man cave, so to speak. So, but yeah, I definitely would like more room because I be really want to like work out and roll it with with my wife, or if I can get a friend to come over. But it's enough space, but like I need a little bit more space.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's never going to be enough space, I don't think,
No.
but I've got enough space now where I can maybe, I think like four people could roll, you know, semi comfortably. Not a lot of stand up room, like just because the ceiling is like, I think it's like a 7 foot ceiling maybe. So,
Mm.
you blast double somebody, you might put them in my ceiling.
So it might go through a wall.
Right. But, there's enough to drill and get some rolls in, but, it's enough to, for the wife and I to go out, and my son, like I said, my son's 9, he trains. So, if there's a technique that he learned that he wants to go over, I'll go out there and be the dummy and let him roll and, you know, just hone his skills. And there's enough room out there for that. So it serves its purpose.
Nice. Yeah, my
Yeah.
daughter, she just started training, and um I guess we were just having like a conversation the other day, and she found out that I'm doing a tournament, I'm competing, and she kept saying like, "Oh, I want to compete. I want to compete." And I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Right.
So I'm like, "Okay, like you competing is a little bit different from training. You have to take a lot more serious. You have to go through this and this and that." And the only thing she heard was, "Oh, so that means somebody can choke me?" I was like, "To be honest, yeah, it's a possibility." "Well, I don't
Right.
want to do it anymore. I don't want to get choked." I'm like, "It comes with it." So she's been very like skeptical about coming back to training. So I'm gonna just kind of like ease her back into training, but not really worry about like the whole competing aspect of it, and just see how she feels in a couple,
Yeah.
a couple more, a year or two, but. Cause I don't want her to be scared to try, scared to do jujitsu, because she's really good at it. Like she catches on to a lot of stuff. She understands our rules and philosophies of our training, and she's very, very smart. So I don't want to ruin that by her thinking that she has to compete.
Right.
So yeah, we got to work
Yeah.
on that.
My son is he's competed, I think, either 2 or 3 times. I think it's 3, truthfully, and it was all last year. He competed 3 times. This year that we're wrapping up now, and the last time was in I think September, and he came out the mats. He's like, "Look, I don't want to compete anymore this year." Okay.
He's
And I
okay,
said,
I'm
"Yeah,
done. Wrap it up."
okay, that's fair."
Right.
We'll revisit it in 2023, and if you don't want to compete in 2023, then you don't have to. Like,
Right. You are not
he,
obligated.
yeah, I mean, he's really good. Um, he's really good. He is not an aggressive person by nature, so it's hard for him to turn that switch on. And then, like he took a kid down and kind of hurt him when he took him down, and he felt bad. Like, they're both out there crying. The one kid's crying because he's hurt. My kid's crying because he hurt the kid. So
Yeah, that's adorable.
yeah, so he's like, "I don't want to do it, bro. Like, I'm out." I'm like, "Okay, that's fair. You did it. You can say you did it." And I'm not gonna be that parent that's gonna force you and you're screaming and crying, and that's just you're traumatizing your kid at that point. So
Yeah, man. I that is a really, really big like gripe I have with the jiu-jitsu community, because like I was talking to another guest, and I was saying how like jiu-jitsu has like the new soccer moms now, where they got their kid into this for the wrong reasons. and it's
Right.
like they want to do it, but they don't. But you got the parents that's like yelling at them, oh, you make sure you pay attention. You get your ass out there. You do this and do that. And they're crying because they don't want to do it. And it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Man, whatever.
So, yeah, I'm never going to force my kids to compete. I like them to compete because I think that they need to learn they can do hard things, and that not everything that you do is going to be easy mentally. But once you do it, you realize you can do it, and it wasn't that bad. But he's 9 and my daughter's 3, so those aren't lessons I have to teach them today. But I will get on to him if his coach is teaching a technique and him and another little boy are hand fighting instead of listening to what because that's a respect thing. And if my professor's talking, I'm not talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect the same thing from my child, just because they're giving you their time. I understand I'm paying them to do it, but they're giving you their knowledge, their time. It's your responsibility to be respectful.
Yeah.
Because, are you disrupting someone else from learning? Are you going to go out there and do the technique completely wrong and hurt someone because you weren't paying attention? So that is something that, I guess I fall into the soccer mom category about just a little bit, because if they're talking, you're not talking. But if we've had nights where my son's like, look, I'm tired. I don't want to do jujitsu, or I don't want to do judo, or I don't want to do taekwondo, because he does 3 martial arts. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, okay, then we'll take the night off. But if we drive, because so my gym is in the town over, so it's 25-minute drive for us to get to our gym. So if we drive all the way over there and we get there and then you decide you don't want to do it, that sucks for you, because we're here.
You're getting on the mats.
Yeah, gas ain't free, homie.
Right.
So, but my I think it's helped him from a disciplinary standpoint. I mean, just be more respectful, and he's not a hot-headed little kid now. Like, he understands that it just teaches discipline. I think martial arts teach discipline in general.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like in my situation, I am an assistant instructor at my school, so I run the kids class. Majority of the time I do the kids class. So it's really trying to find that balance between being my daughter's instructor or being her dad. Cause, it's like, I think for one, I have to sit down and like really explain to her the difference between the two, because if I'm yelling at her, she think I'm just yelling at her because I'm her dad. But it's like, no,
right.
I'm yelling at you. Well, not yelling, but I'm, raising my voice at you for you to pay attention. I know you guys are having fun and everything else like that, but there is a time to be serious. Like, during class, it's serious. You sit down, you pay attention, or you're a learning position, you pay attention, do what the instructor tells you to do, be respectful, and then afterwards you guys can play.
Right.
So,
and that's exactly how I feel. 100% I feel. So I help out with kids class when I can. My work schedule doesn't really allow it a lot, because by the time I get off and get there, there's like 20 minutes left of class, right? But if I'm off, like, there's no kids class tonight because of the holiday, but I'm off today, so I would have helped teach kids class tonight. And I specifically will not group up. Like, my son won't be in my group, because I don't want that line to be blurred for me. But I have the luxury. You don't have that luxury, because you're the head instructor for the kids class.
Right. It was like, but
so yeah. I get your issue. Thankfully, I don't have that issue, because I'm not as good at jiu-jitsu as you are.
Oh man. But we're working on it. I think this, because she's out of school for winter break. We're on, like, I guess you want to say shut down at my job for the holidays. So Just gonna just take some time out and talk to her, see where her head's at, and get her like on a really good understanding basis of like, okay, look, when we're at the mats, like we're on the mats and you got this gis on, I'm no longer dad. I'm your instructor.
Right.
Just like how mom is. Mom's in our class, she's in our adults class. If I'm teaching, well, even when I'm not teaching, but I'm still the assistant instructor. So I'm not her husband. I'm not, I'm her instructor for the time being until we walk out that door. So,
then you're in trouble.
Yeah, then I'm in trouble. Like, no, that wasn't me talking. That was Instructor Smith. That wasn't me. So, you have to learn how to, separate the two. Like I have to learn how to separate the two. But no, she's a good kid, and she'll be all right.
Yeah, I got two good kids. I'm really excited for my daughter to start training because she is an aggressive little human. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to work out. Because
Yes.
she'll walk straight up to a black belt and just shoot a double. She doesn't care. She's 3, so that's just she's got no chill.
Yeah, my daughter, she's 2, and she'll be 3 in March. So she's very, very feisty. She has an attitude on her. Like she's been here before. And
yeah.
No one can convince me otherwise. This little girl has been here before. So I'm like, okay, that's my fighter.
Yep.
Like that's who's going to be my scrappy one. So.
Yep. We have the same breakdown. Yep.
Like my oldest, she's a real sweetie. She's a delicate flower. She doesn't like violence. She's she's protective, but she's not like she won't fight. But my 2-year-old, she's ready to throw hands with anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Yep. Same exact situation. My son, loving, sweet, caring, emotional, very, very skilled for his age at 3 different martial arts, but never wants to use them. Like he'd rather walk away from a fight than ever have to defend himself. My daughter, 3, wakes up every day and chooses violence. I mean, like,
yeah, man, that's funny how that plays out, man, with kids. But
well, you know what they say: if you would have had your second one first, you would never have the second one. So,
that's true. That's true, because this little girl is a handful. So she came when she got here when she was supposed to.
Yeah, it's exactly right. That's exactly how my family hierarchy is as well. So, I know you probably got to wrap it up here in a minute. So I got a couple questions. I haven't heard these answers. Maybe you've answered them before, but so what is your favorite submission?
My favorite submission, right now it's been bread cutter. Well, it's kind of like a combination. It's like Americana with a slice of bread cutter at the end. So, it's been that. I've been backpacking a lot too.
Okay.
So I've been working like rear neck choke, short choke, or that Khabib block as we call it at the gym. That's it. And I've slowly started to integrate leg locks. So just kind of trying to open up my game. But right now it's been that, the Americana on that front arm. And then if they don't tap to that, kind of like throwing that bread cutter as an added bonus. Yeah, and the short choke, and that could be, like I said, we call it the Khabib block because he did it against Conor. So that's what we call it. But what about you?
So I just like a straight guillotine, and then but I am probably my best submission's probably a far side Americana, honestly. And we're working that a lot right now because I want to have I really want to have like 2 submissions going into these tournaments to start the year that I can hit, with relative success. So I don't necessarily need to have a full menu of options. I want to have 2 or 3 entrees that I can just feed you whenever,
Yeah.
But yeah, my favorite is just a guillotine. I love a guillotine. I set it up from just about anywhere. I'll set it up from turtle and like just try to get you to pop your head up enough where I can almost like it. I was playing with a darce a lot, but my arms are not Rotolo long.
I wish. I wish.
So I can't get the darce as often as I'd like. So I will push down the head enough where you pop up, and then I'll try to just throw a guillotine just from that. But I like a guillotine a lot, but I really like the Americana too. Those are probably my two favorite.
Yeah, I like the Americana, but I kind of like to use it as a lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know people who's going to, if you're not doing jujitsu, you're not going to understand this, but I'm going to try to explain this the best way I can. So when I'm in side control, I like to feed my outside arm through, like to figure for it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll use the free arm if I have to like adjust myself, or if I'm, like I said, if I'm fishing for that bread cutter, or if I'm trying to use that to staple the arm for a crucifix, and then be able to switch back to my Americana. So kind of work that in if you want.
Yeah. I'm working. I mean, we're working a lot right now, but like so today over Matt, I was just, and I didn't tell anybody, but that was all I was working for, was just to set up to try to go for Americanas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. It worked a lot, actually. I was really, really happy with it. So, I want to start doing more, like entanglements, but obviously I can't heel hook or anything like that yet. But, I can do straight ankles and just stuff, because I know blue belts are doing them, and, I don't want to get left behind. So it's something I'm going to start working as well. We've been backpacking a lot too. Actually, it's funny to say that, just working the back game and trying to get the rear nakeds and the high-low choke, stuff like that. We've got a brown belt that is he's a wizard. He's amazing, and he was showing me just a switch off arm bar from a back take. If you can make them roll to the wrong side, trying to hip escape to the wrong side, switch off to an arm bar. He has a lot of land jiu-jitsu, like flexible stuff, and I love from him. He's a great teacher. We have a lot of great teachers that are cool. Everybody trains under the same umbrella, but everybody has their own twist on jiu-jitsu, right? So I love it.
Yeah. And we're like that too. We're like that too.
So are you more of a heavy top guy?
Yeah. Yeah, because my instructor, he's a big guy. He's like 6 something, about 300 pounds. So big man smash jiu-jitsu, as we call it.
Yep, that's what we play a lot of. But so I kind of like, and I bless my coach so much for this. So my first, I don't know, 6-8 months, he's just let me do my thing, wrestle, heavy top pressure. I was very natural with top pressure, but then he's like, okay, every situational round we started from, he made me start from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I promise it's going to make your top game better. And I'm looking at him like he's got 3 heads, because how the hell is my top game going to get better if I'm always on my back? Hey, turns out, man, he got that black belt for a reason, and he knows a thing or two. And now my top game is so much better because I'm not afraid of getting swept, because I have defense from the bottom and ability to get back to neutral or top.
Yeah.
So I like to play a big man smash style jiu-jitsu as well, but I don't mind playing on the bottom now. I like half guard from the bottom, actually. Not so much in De La Hiva or X guard or anything like that. I'm not flexible, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I usually that's kind of been a big thing. My teacher kind of distilled in us too, is kind of starting from your worst positions. So especially like if we're rolling with lower belts, because we don't necessarily have to like be worried about too much stuff, but so I'll start in like someone in my guard, or if I'm bottom side, especially if it's like one of our heavier guys, I usually like to start bottom side, because obviously if I get under a big guy, I get I get stuck, so I have to really, really work jiu-jitsu to get myself out of there. So we're kind of one and the same, man.
Yep, we've got some guys that are monsters. I mean, yeah, a couple 300-pound plus guys, and I try to let them start from and and I mean, there's one guy who he's another blue belt. I mean, he's actually been a blue belt longer than me, but I don't want to. I want to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to start in the worst positions that I can, to because I don't want to get in the habit of trying to muscle out of everything because you meet these guys that are 300 plus pounds, they're bigger than you, and you're not gonna out muscle them.
Yeah.
So I want to work on my technique, create space, and work technique, work the underhooks, work your angles, stuff like that. So yeah, like you said, one and the same. One and the same. It'd be fun to train with you one day.
Oh man, I was just about to say that, man. Like, I'm gonna have to make a trip, or you have to come up here, man. Doesn't matter, but we definitely gonna have to, talk on the mats, man, one day.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But yeah, man, unless you got any other questions for me, I would love for you to shout out your school, your instructors. If you got any other tournaments or events coming up, man, by all means, man, the floor is yours.
So, train out of Carlson Gracie Winter Haven in Central Florida. You find us on Facebook at Carlson Gracie Winter Haven, or online at I think it's Carlson Gracie Polk County now, because we have an integrated website with all three schools. My head instructor is a brilliant, beautiful man named Andrew Kitchen. He is a first degree black belt under Rafa Santos. And I've got 2 scheduled for 2023 right now. I want to be really active. I want to get at least 6 in. I am competing in February at Jiu-Jitsu World League, and then I am competing in March for IBJJF. And then I want to say either April or May, we're going to make a team trip to Atlanta and compete there for their IBJJF tournament. And then we'll see what happens after that. But I want to have a very active year, competition-wise, 6 to 8 times I want to compete, and hopefully bring home some gold, and if nothing else, no injuries and lots of experience. So,
man, and I wish you all the best, man, and definitely would love to have you back on to update on any tournaments and stuff that you do, man. And it was definitely great talking to you.
Absolutely. I really appreciate you having me on. Good luck in your tournament next month.
Yes,
I can't wait to hear how it goes. I'd love to be back on, and we can talk our tournament experiences and just continue to have jiu-jitsu and family conversation, man. I really enjoyed it. Thank you a lot for having me on.
Man, not a problem. And that's the end of today's episode. I would like to thank my guest Matt for coming on to the show. I really hope you guys enjoyed our tales and experiences. Please go and follow our Facebook and Instagram page to stay up to date on all future episodes. This has been Talk Your Jits podcast. Keep rolling, keep grinding, and remember, long live Jiu-Jitsu. Have a great day. And we're